Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Icy Jones once again on this beautiful Thursday morning. Yes, you're right now locked into Hotseat with Icy Jones on hot7025fm.com. I am extremely happy to be alive this morning. A lot of things went on this week. You feel me? But God is good, and just my people that support me are great as well. So this morning I have a beautiful guest in here with her boo thing, you feel me? With her lovely hubby, you feel me? Elisha?
Yes.
All right, Elisha Marchay?
Yes.
All right, you better say that, girl.
Elisha Marchay.
Hey, all right, for sure. So, dancer, choreographer, actress, creative director. I mean, she got a list of things, but one thing that stuck out to me was Ms.Nevada, Black Nevada, US,
Yes.
2018. I want to know how exciting that was for you.
It was truly an honor, first of all. I never thought I would do a pageant. I never thought I was fit to be a pageant girl. I mean, I'm 5 foot. You know, most pageant girls are really, 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 really tall.
Uh-huh.
I have a short haircut. I just didn't think I would do it.
Right.
So it was actually brought to me by someone at my church. And what I liked about this pageant system was it wasn't about being the ideal girl. It's more about what you are doing in the community.
Okay.
So ambassadors of change is what we are.
Right.
And my platform is changing through the arts.
Okay.
So I dance, I act, I write, I do creative things, I do fashion. So through the arts is what helped me, and that's how I use my platform to change our community.
Okay. Absolutely. And it says you were born and raised in Los Angeles.
Yes, South
Central.
Central.
South Central
South
LA.
Central
South
LA.
Central, LA.
So you know what the media pushes and the music industry pushes, that it's just like so gangsta over there, and that's just like the worst place to grow up in America. How was it for you?
It is gangsta, but you know every city has a certain area where it's real hood, real gangsta. Or I actually grew up in South Central LA, and I was privileged to go to school in the Valley.
Right.
So the 818. Shout out to the 818. So I got the best of both worlds, but I loved it. It's so diverse, and there's so much culture. So much culture from the lifestyles, the different people you came across. Everyone, it's like a big melting pot. I say LA is like a huge melting pot. So many different races and cultures. I love it. I enjoyed it.
Right.
And it taught me street smarts, too.
Okay. All right. So Vegas. When did you get to Vegas?
I got to Vegas about 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What brought you here?
My family, and something new. I was young, and I believe that everyone should move out their hometown at least once to experience a different lifestyle. And if you don't like it, you can always move back.
Right.
So
Got it. All right.
what brought me
You
out here.
enjoying yourself here?
I am.
You
It's
know.
different. At first, it was really slow, and I didn't like it for about 3 years. I'm not going to
Wow.
lie. It took some time. But as time went on, I started adjusting because I'm so used to Vegas is so slow to me
Okay.
compared to LA.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more things back, especially when I first moved. There was a lot more to do in LA versus Vegas. Now, since a lot of people are commuting here, we have a lot more arts and things because I'm not a party girl.
Right.
I don't drink.
Right.
I'm not about that lifestyle. So for me, it was hard to I'm so used to LA. There's so many lounges and poetry slams and things
Yeah.
like that. So I'm happy that it's shifting and it's changing.
Right. Yeah, because, I'm born and raised here, and we be having a lot of haters, so I just
Oh,
wanted to make
woo!
sure, you know what I'm saying?
Here he go.
I appreciate you, though.
Okay.
Nah, for real.
Awesome.
At the end of the day, we're growing extremely large.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And everybody's moving from wherever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm happy that people are enjoying it now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. So you went to Yoyo School?
So, shout out to I call her Auntie Yoyo.
Auntie Yoyo.
Auntie Yoyo.
Yo-yo.
I actually was her dance director, assisted
Okay.
her and her nephew Eric, and I did that for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Really awesome opportunity and giving back to the kids. I love our youth, and I credit my instructors when I was younger for inspiring me to be the best I am. So I love giving back to a youth, and my favorite age group is middle school and high school.
Okay.
Because it's like that age where you're trying to kind of figure out who you are. So that's a good age to really inspire someone to pursue their dreams
Right.
and not what other people want you to do. So,
Right.
yeah.
What's one of the craziest stories you had from a kid growing up, and they just needed your help? Is there something that you remember? Something wild?
So to this day, I still work with kids.
Right.
I work at WLCA.
Mm-hmm.
We're like Christian Academy, and I'm their dance instructor. So I still hear stories. But one of the more touching ones was someone came and took my class. I do an empowerment through movement sessions, so dance classes, but not really geared towards the dancing, more towards empowering people, especially our youth. They don't talk. They don't know how to communicate.
Exactly.
So in my class, I make you get up close and personal with somebody you don't even know. But she said that her life changed when she took my class because she was thinking about committing suicide.
Right.
And for me, if a class, just one class can do that, imagine what can happen if I just continue to pour into people's lives. So that was really touching.
That's a but God situation. Absolutely.
Seriously.
So you guys have the In movement. Is that what that is?
In movement.
Talk to me about that.
So In movement, actually, God gave it to me years ago. With me being stubborn, I didn't want to do it until it got to a point where I just had to do it because my life depended on it. And it's a arts company. We started with our dance portion, but it'll be arts company dealing with fashion, poetry, acting, anything in the arts, you can name it. That is our goal. We want to have an art center, but we started with the dance portion, and it's in movement that you find your purpose.
Got you.
So that's where the in movement comes from, because it's
absolutely.
through movement that you build your life. So yeah.
Exactly.
And tell me about what does sickle cell mean to you?
Ooh. So you trying to make me cry?
Sorta, kinda. No, I'm just messing with
No.
you.
So sickle cell is definitely something dear to my heart. My sunshine, as I'll call him, my brother. He actually will be 15 in a couple of next week, but he was diagnosed with sickle cell at birth. He has sickle beta thalassemia. There's different kinds of sickle cells, but with him having that is very dear to me because it's something that a lot of people actually don't know about, and it affects it affects all races and cultures, but more so our blacks and our Hispanics. So and a lot of people, I didn't know nothing about it until my brother had it, so that made me research more. But what happens is the blood cells start to sickle, make it like a crescent moon shape, and they pack up in the veins or the joints, which causes excruciating pain, or what they call crisis. And it allows doesn't allow the blood to flow evenly. So therefore, people are in pain, and they haven't found an exact cure. They found some type of something, but it's not on point. You know, just like they ain't found a cure for cancer. Well, we know. Let's just be honest. But you know,
it's a whole different subject.
Yeah, whole different subject. But with that, my brother having it is very dear to my heart to let people know what it is. And actually, it's like 3 out of 10 people actually have some type of form of sickle cell, and we don't know about it. So with my brother having it, I was able to witness it firsthand, and I just want to be an advocate for it. You need to know about it and let people know that there are other people dealing with it, and we can join in as a community and help either inform people or just, you need support, especially with that, because you can be in a hospital. I think my brother, from the age of an infant, he's been having crisis, and it's the worst one he's had. We've been in the hospital for almost about a month. So that's my mom not working. My mom's a single parent. My mom not working, and shout out to my mom, because we were in private school and things like that, and I don't know how she did it.
Mama Marshall.
But with not working, and sometimes you just need people around you, so that is what we're pushing for. So yeah.
So how can I join that? I mean, I know not many. I know a few people with it, and my best friend passed away from it.
Wow.
So how can I join that movement and become an advocate with you?
So we currently work with 2 companies or 2 foundations right now. We work with Aiden's Army of Angels, and then we work with a new one. It's just coming up, and what we can do is just contact me, and we'd have different information sessions, or sessions where we just find out different information, find out about the doctors or what can help, because sometimes what you eat affects a lot of our body, and so what you eat or what can trigger certain things, or sometimes stress can trigger it too, and just different things like that. So we like to meet and have different information things and hang out and things like that. So you can contact me on Facebook or things like that. We're having something every month.
Okay.
We have something every month, and then we're working towards having something bi-weekly to eventually almost every week.
Got it. All right, what you got coming up next? What's popping?
Coming up next. So I have a really big project coming up next, dealing with the Stellar Awards. I can't really talk about it.
Oh.
But that's coming up next. We also have our Empowerment Through Movement session workshop coming up for our ages 15 to 18. No, I'm sorry, 5 to 18, sorry. Coming up in April. And then we are working with, also have Let's Talk Beauty and Fashion, where I work with my sis, Alina Santos, and she has 7 full figures. Hey. And we're coming up with a fitness event, for our ladies, and just to be empowered. We're all about empowerment, and I'm all about empowering women and children. No offense to the men, but that's my geared towards.
Is March like Women's Month? Is that what that is?
It actually is.
So what happened was this month I said I'm going to make sure every interview I have a woman interview.
Oh, hey.
That was my little secret. It's almost over with though. Right. So, but you got in this thing, and
okay.
Because I've been watching you.
Oh, thank
and
you.
You probably don't know that, but I've been watching. Your come up. You feel me? And I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
And one of the things that stuck out for me was the sickle cell situation. Yeah. It's just like. Probably about 5 people I know. And for me, my best friend growing up, I know him since we were kids. And just to see him go was just ridiculous to me. It was just like, wow, there was nothing we could do.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
All these people that, deal with certain situations, they can reverse that with eating healthy or, switching their diets and this, that, and the third. But, are we able to do that same thing for people with sickle cell? You know what I mean? It's just like, I just want my people to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
true.
that stuck out to me. I was like, I wonder what she's doing in that because I don't see many people doing it. So I wanted to know how I get involved with that. So that stuck out to me. And then when you won this, so you got the sash here. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's the ribbons for?
The ribbons are, so this is for sickle cell.
Okay.
This is for childhood cancer.
Okay.
And this is for breast cancer.
Right.
So I have different people in my life who have been affected by these things. So whenever I find something that reminds, because I think all causes are good causes. If it's to help our people live or have them empowered on things. So I'm very sensitive to certain topics, especially when things affect you personally. You want to find out, what can I do? And God, is there something that I can do? Even if I cannot find a cure, if I can make that person feel better, even if it's for 10 seconds, I've done my job. I've done a purpose. So that's what.
So the burgundy is sickle cell.
Sickle cell, yeah.
I didn't know that.
The burgundy is sickle cell.
So I need some education.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be helping.
Yes.
I need to be educated.
Yes.
The homie be in the hospital. I go praying with him and stuff. But you need to be educated on what's popping. I know about the crisis and the blood not flowing through correctly and things of that nature. But I'm sure there's more I can know.
Yes.
And there's some things that we can all do to help. So
yes.
Absolutely with that. Okay, so what's up with this this power couple we got sitting in the building?
Oh man.
Huh?
Where we gonna start?
He hit me up. He say, I say, so I'm talking to you. He said, yeah, I'm like her manager, husband, like husbandager.
Husbandager. That's the new word. Husbandager.
Yeah. What's happening, man? What's good with you?
Man.
Joshua.
Where are we going?
They call you Josh or just Josh?
Josh. I like Josh, yeah.
Josh. All right.
I feel like when somebody call me Josh, I'm getting in trouble.
Oh, okay.
That's what my granny used to call.
All right, cool.
I used to get in trouble. So.
Got you.
Josh. J. King, the artist, that's a part of my brand as well, too, J. King.
Okay.
What we got going on is we're starting our up-and-coming management consulting company called Jet Life. Jet stands for Josh and Elisha Tyner. So,
okay.
Yeah. We're specializing in branding, marketing, PR, image consulting, event logistics, the whole 9. We're pretty much your one-stop shop. If you have a product, if you want to become your brand yourself, either you're an actor, dancer, musician, whatever, we're the ones that you come to for the whole 9 yards. Whether it's marketing, whether it's branding,
got
the
you.
whole thing.
And what makes you stand out from the rest?
The simple fact that we will be the ones to tell you yes when others told you no.
Okay.
I've always had friends up and coming in LA too that always had ideas and always wanted to do things, but it was always people that told them no, or it was they never knew how to do it the right way. So I've always been the one to be like, hey, you can't actually do it. You are that talented. You are that,
it's a process, so.
But it's definitely a process. It's not just, I mean, for example, I always use Justin Bieber as an example because he really came up off of YouTube, but that was just him. You know, everybody can't do that.
Right.
But you got to go through the process.
Right.
And going through the process, when you get your reward at the end, you tend to value it a lot more better. Knowing the process you went through to get it. So.
How long you guys been married?
We have been married. It'll be 6 months in April. So this
Congratulations.
is still new. Well, thank you.
Y'all some little sweethearts. Y'all so cute.
Oh gosh. It's definitely different.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for years, as friends. And he's probably, I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna be real.
Oh God, here we go.
When he first approached me, I did not like him. Okay.
And at that moment, I'm glad she did.
I did not. But I understand what God was doing because we were young. I think like 21, 22. We weren't ready.
How old are y'all
for anything.
now? 25?
28.
28.
We look
Okay.
young. Thank
Yeah.
you, Father.
7 years.
But we weren't ready for each other. But it was a growing process that we both had to do and understand who we are. I think a lot of people don't understand who they are, and that's what our brand and our consulting company is about. Understand who you are. Understand what your project is about, your value. Because if you don't understand who you are, anybody can tell you anything, and then it won't flourish how it's supposed to be. Because you're out there trying to do this when you're not supposed to do that. So later, I had moved back to LA because I did celebrity styling and things like that. And I hit him up like, hey, let's hang out. When we hung out, it was just so natural, friend, like as a friend.
Right.
And that's very hard to come by. I've never encountered really anyone like that where I just felt so comfortable talking to him as a friend. It wasn't no like, hey, I'm trying to get you, I'm trying to do that. We just had a pure friendship conversation. We built our friendship first. And I think that's why at the 2 years, after 2 years of dating, we got married. Is it hard? Yes.
Of course.
I wouldn't change it though.
The 6 months been hard? The first 6 months been hard?
The first 6 months.
It's
Because
been, well, I'm not gonna say it's been hard.
I mean, that's just the word we run to, but
Right.
it's frustrating
To me,
sometimes.
it's been fun.
It's
like
been-
the process has been
okay,
fun.
okay.
Like learning, because at the end of the day, we're still learning each other, even more so than what we did when we weren't married.
right.
So it's like every day we're learning each other, and it's fun. Like the debates, I don't even call them arguments. We don't argue. We
don't
debate.
argue, we debate.
Because we have such high.
We both have strong opinions, and
opinions.
our family can vouch for that. We would go on and on until a point where I just have to be like, okay, let's just disagree. Because we're not going it's not getting anywhere.
We're not going nowhere.
But I wouldn't change it. I love
Not at
it.
all.
It's amazing.
I've been married for almost 9 years.
Dope.
So I'm just
we
looking
trying to
at
get
y'all
where
like
you
that.
at.
That's a twinkle in my eye. That's
Keep
gone.
inspiring, man.
That's gone.
He said, "That's gold."
I feel it though. I feel it. So what's one of the like debates y'all would talk about? What is that?
Oh gosh, we debate about everything.
Is it because she's so strong and you kind of like gotta digress or like gotta back up from it, or how does that
No,
work?
it's really just. I think it's just who I am. Like I'm the type to. I know what it is, and I'm gonna stick firm to it, whether it's wrong or not.
Oh,
So that's just me being
Right.
consistent.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
me
you.
being
Look,
consistent.
y'all don't have to be
But I am the type. But
happy.
I am learning to also understand where the other person's coming from as well too, and
Yeah.
alongs with me being that consistent.
that is hard headed though. If you gonna stick to something even though you wrong,
I'm not saying I'm there yet. Hold on.
I'm just saying though. We gonna get to it on the hot seat today. We gonna get to that today.
I just figured you got to be consistent in everything you do. So, and then but still understand. Like for example, like I said, if I'm wrong, for sure, please tell me, and I'll go back and I'll correct that. But that's not gonna mean I'm gonna let you, or I'm just gonna just fall off of it. No, I'm gonna stick to it. But I'm gonna listen to you and tell you that I'm wrong, and I'm gonna work it out later on.
What about you? One of your debates? What do you debate about? What is your issue?
I think we debate a lot because he just thinks he's always right.
Oh,
But like
okay.
he said,
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, no,
Right.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You might not agree with it, but I'm going to tell you. But he likes to, after you tell him, he has to say something else. So the back and forth,
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that's me.
that's him.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, but I'm learning to calm down, because like my family calls me the great debater since I was little.
Okay.
But the thing is that I really be knowing what I be saying most of the time. Sometimes I don't, and I'll say, okay, well, I'm wrong. But with him, I think we're so much alike, and we're so like,
okay,
we go back and forth. But we have been getting better. I will say that prayer does work.
Amen.
So what's your anniversary date?
October 8th.
October 8th.
October 8th.
Why you pick that date?
We picked it. Okay, so I'm big on numbers. I'm really big on numbers. We wanted to.
This is 10, 8, 18?
Yeah,
Okay.
we wanted to do. I want to do that. 10 is the number of. What is the number? No, 8 is the number of new beginnings.
Yeah.
1, 9 is the number of. 1 plus 8 equals 9, and it's the number of not grace. Divine, yeah. Divine. And then 10 is the number of. Why is it leaving my brain right now?
It's okay.
Beginnings divine.
But it's because of the numerology.
It's numerology,
Correct.
yeah.
Okay.
And I really believe numbers play a big part in things.
In life in general.
In general.
When did you think about that, numerology? Do you think the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I don't like to say numerology though.
Okay.
I know, but
it's because you're a Christian. Is it
yeah,
because you're a Christian?
God did numbers, like God uses numbers in so many ways. I mean, and people don't realize that, but when you start to really study your Bible and understand, like, different numbers mean different things. Like 5 is for grace.
Yeah.
And 6 is for man.
Yeah.
On the 6th day, he made man. On the 7th day, it was completion. And then on number 8, the 8 is a new beginning. So I completed this. Now it's a new beginning. 12 is government. It's like different numbers represent things, and you'll see if you're reading your Bible, he uses different numbers. And they coincide with each other.
So you just call it numbers. You just say numbers.
Biblical
numbers.
Numbers.
Okay.
Because
so
when I think of numerology, I think of like bad stuff.
Why though? Why does that? Why does everything that's not?
It's been like associated with such like. I can't
Has
help
it though?
It has.
How?
Yes, because like.
To a certain extent.
I'm just saying. But who did that?
Who did that? The world.
Society.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh, we can get into
Nah.
No, come on. I love stuff
Because
like this.
look, you gotta. Okay, how long you been a believer? Your whole life, huh?
So let me say this. I've been born and raised in a church.
Right.
I didn't really understand my relationship with Christ until I turned 18.
Okay.
So I've been
As an adult.
Right. Like I grew up in church. Sit on the same row, things like that. But it wasn't until I was 18 where I wanted to seek Christ and seek God for myself when I started to gain that understanding. And best thing ever. But that's, it just, because when I think of numerology, I think of all the people in the universe and things like that.
It's okay.
And,
you can have your opinion. You can do that.
You know.
Okay, and what about you? You think the same thing?
Yeah. Pretty much the same. I've been in church my whole life. My dad is a preacher.
Okay.
My grandfather is a pastor. My cousin's a pastor.
So let's take all that out the equation. What would you do if you weren't raised in Christianity? If you weren't raised in Christianity, would you ever look outside of that and see any of that other stuff for truth as well? Or is the only truth in the Word of God?
So I'll say this. Yeah, I grew up in church, but there were times where I would question. I actually went to a Catholic school, and in my religion, we had religion class, which was one of my favorite classes because we actually learned about the different religions of the world. And at a certain point in time, I didn't say I would fully ventured out, but I searched and I researched, and I was like, okay. And there are a lot of similarities across the board. But at the end of the day, my relationship that I've started with Christ is what defines, and it's like a definite situation, because I'm not a religion person at all. I'm a relationship person with Christ. And if you could, you can know somebody, but you won't really know somebody until you engage in a relationship with them, whether it be husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, or friendship. Because you can have a lot of friends or associates, but if you don't have a relationship with them, you don't really have anything real.
Right.
So that's...
Nah, I can feel that. And, I was born the same way. You know what I'm saying? My whole brand is that, but I also know outside of that as well,
Right.
and it reigns to be true as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you say it that way doesn't mean that it's demonic, or doesn't mean that it's witchcraft attached to it. As long as you ain't doing that or feel that way, because that anything, like even with voodoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has a negative connotation to it, but that's because of what media has done. Like when you see movies with voodoo in it, they got the chicken leg, they got the woman with her eyes rolling in the back of her head with the feathers and all this. That's not even it. That's what media wants you to think that voodoo is.
Correct.
It's not what it is. You know what I mean? That's like if all they showed in Christianity was people speaking in tongues, right? And like forcing you to be baptized, right? They'd be like, what is that about?
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if they showed Christianity as just Catholics touching their kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How would people look at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
and
I
that's
agree.
what the media does to, like, I would say, just people's spirituality. I'm not even gonna say ours, because black people, you know, African Americans, we come from a lot of stuff that we won't even accept anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just be
That's
real
real.
with that.
That's real.
So at the end of the day, like, that's what I wanted to like put out there. Like, all that stuff is good. It's all good. Like, it's all God as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not bad until American media, you know, because we the ones who make it good for the world to do media. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, it's okay to do that and put that on television, and they do it all over the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I just wanted to say that because I'm good with numbers as well. You know what I mean? But the word numerology just comes out of my mouth so smoothly because that's what it is to me. And I know there's numbers all over. There's numbers in the Bible. There's numbers on the clock. There's numbers everywhere in your cells, in your body, everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like that's the term I use. And then when I said it, you were like, I don't like to call it that.
I don't.
Like, but it's okay though. It's not nothing
makes sense.
bad.
I don't.
That's what it is, right? So anyway, when it comes to you guys, like, are you managing her, or
Yes.
is it like this is like togetherness? Like, how does that work then?
It just depends on the entity. When it comes to her as a brand, I'm pretty much the manager. When it comes to the companies itself, we're in it together. We're the CEOs.
Okay,
Yeah. So it just depends on the entity.
I'm gonna run my commercial,
Okay.
pay some bills, and then I'll be right back.
All
Yes, sir.
right.
Fuckers can never achieve what I've accomplished. Young bucks, my accomplice, located his existence with my sixes like a compass. And started on a journey to astonish and stop this. Rush up in the hearts of other niggas to get them charged.
Soulfully scented body basics and more in the heart of the community. 1210 West Owens Avenue, Las Vegas, Nevada 89106. 702-202-3342. That's 702-202-3342. They specialize in body oils, imported incense, essential oils, natural hair and body products. We're talking about pure black seed oil, pure argan oil, African shea butter, naturally made soap, black soap, face and body scrubs, soulfully scented body basics and more. 1210 West Owen in the heart of the city. Find them online at Soulfully Scented LV. Find them on Instagram and Facebook at Soulfully Scented LV. When in the greater West Las Vegas area, visit Bell's Market and Gas, located at 720 West Owens Avenue. Open 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. midnight. Dial 702-642-0269. That's 702-642-0269. Your neighborhood convenience store, Bell's Market and Gas. Affordable gas and liquor, and a kitchen serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bell's Market and Gas, located at 720 West Owens Avenue. Again, open 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. midnight. Dial 702-642-0269 for Bell's Market and Gas. CNC Graphic Design and Apparel, 702-998-3738. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram at 702-CNCGDLV. That's 702-CNCGDLV. Custom graphics, custom apparel. They can do those large one-off orders for you. Flyers, banners, business cards, sticker decals, and more. That's CNC Graphic Design and Apparel, 702-998-3738. And find them on Facebook and Instagram at 702-CNCGDLV. CNC Graphic Design and Apparel. GMB, new record label in Las Vegas.
Now booking.
Inexpensive recording sessions. Get yourself a monthly subscription to record your music at GMB Recording Studio.
Also,
You can book GMB artists, GMB rappers, GMB singers, GMB exotic. Follow GMB family on Instagram and Facebook. You can also get this song by 3-0 on SoundCloud. Follow them now at Young Mac 3, aka
3-0.
That's the number 3 RIO. GMB.
The sound.
Tiffany's Bedazzled Bling. $5 for everything. Get yourself some earrings for free anytime you make a purchase, and everything is $5. Follow Tiffany's Bedazzled Bling on Facebook and Most Wanted Bling Queen on Instagram. Yes, get the blockbuster accessories or get your bold red carpet jewelry sets. Yes, $5 for everything and get a free pair of earrings. Tiffany Bedazzled Bling. That's Tiffany'sPapaBling.com. Tiffany'sPapaBling.com. Yes, Tiffany's Bedazzled Bling. $5 for everything. Grits Cafe, specialize in serving Southern-style breakfast and lunch. From the crunchy catfish to the crispy chicken, you can't go wrong, especially when you get a grit bowl. Grits Cafe, 1911 Stella Lake Drive, West Las Vegas, Nevada, 89106. Open Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. for breakfast and lunch. Visit gritscafe.com to get Trina's cooking tips and join the Grits Dining Club. That's GRITZCAFE.com. GritsCafe.com. 702-255-4748. Grits Cafe. You want a low-key barbershop offering haircuts for adults and children, plus beard trims and a hot towel shave? Well, visit Unfadable Masters Barbershop, located at 3231 North Decatur Boulevard, Suite 128. In Las Vegas, Nevada, 89130. Open Tuesdays through Sunday. Yes, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. 702-636-9499. Visit umbarbershop.com. That's umbarbershop.com. Praised in the Review Journal as one out of the 8 best places for barbecue in Las Vegas, TC's Barbecue Crib, 3655 South Durango Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89142. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Order online at tcsbarbecuecrib.com. That's tcsbbqcrib.com or call 702-451-RIBS. That's 702-451-7427. TC's Barbecue Crib.
Good Fruits Hat Company. Unique Christian faith-based hats and clothing for men, women, and children. Good Fruits Hat Company. You can wear your faith and spark kingdom conversations. Shop now. GoodFruitsHatCo.com. 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 Matthew 7:16-17. By their fruit, you will recognize them. Shop now. GoodFruitsHatCo.com.
Access College and Career Fair Spring into Vegas 2019. Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. Session 1, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Clark High School in the gymnasium. 4921 Penwood Avenue, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89102. The second session will be held from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Western High School in the gymnasium. 4601 West Bonanza Road, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89107. What to expect? College representatives, career readiness opportunities, summer job recruiters, financial aid and scholarship info, workforce development, and free food and music at Session 2 and much more. Register now at accesscollege2.com. That's accesscollege2.com.
Yo, we back on Hotseat with Icy Jones right here at hot7025fm.com.
What up?
I'm excited. We just was talking, we got into a nice deep discussion about that religion stuff, the church stuff. That was pretty cool. We touched on that. But no, I have, say it again?
Elisha.
Because I have another friend that spelled the same way as this, Elisha.
Well, yeah, it's in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually, funny quick story about that. I was named after my uncle's Elijah, he had a daughter named Elisha.
Mm-hmm.
So she passed.
Mhm.
So we put the E in front of Elisha, and then I didn't even know until I, started reading my Bible.
That's in there.
It's in there.
All right. You feel close to that Elisha? You feel close to him? You feel like you got some?
Yeah, and then the funny thing is, because when I looked up my name, it means God is salvation.
Oh.
And his name means the same thing. So
Yeah.
I just know, like, God does some things, and it's like,
It's
okay.
meant to be,
It's
man.
meant to be.
We
I
meant to say.
feel that. So, we was talking about dancing. You say your whole family dances.
My whole family's dances. Like,
Is this all the males and the females?
the males and the females.
Wow.
So we all used to, especially, like, my cousins, I was close. I was, like, more the baby one.
Mhm.
And, like, my little cousin, my little sister.
Mhm.
But we all used to go to the same dance classes company, and it'd be like 6 of us rolling out the car going to dance class. My mom danced, my aunt danced, everybody danced to this now.
So, when I look at dancing, like this is freestyle dance growing up. This is like choreographed dance growing up. Dance competitions growing
Competitions, like, I started dancing at the age of 3. I started with jazz and tap,
Mm.
and then ballet.
up. Okay.
And then from there, especially growing up in LA, I used to clown dance. That was like my first job at 10, hopping out the cars with like Tommy and Homeboy.
Yeah.
And hey, they $10
Shouts
a
out to
party.
Tommy.
You do 8 parties, that's $80. So I mean, I used to do that twice a day, like twice a week. So and then eventually I started choreographing at a young
You
age.
was balling at 10 years old.
Bro,
I
she
had
was
a
balling
bank
at 10
account.
years old.
And when I would pull out my little debit card, my ATM card, because they didn't have
I had a
debit
bank
cards.
account.
I had a bank account when I was 10. My mom got my sister and I. My sister was 7, doing the same thing. And I remember going to school, and I pulled out my ATM card because they didn't have debit cards then. But it was more ATM card. And they was like, what? Like, what is this? I said, I got money. I got a job. Like, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know.
I'm down there with Tommy the Clown.
Like,
now.
I'm
Getting
hopping
it
out the
in.
cars, face paint, but I love it. I would not take that back. It
Nah,
was
that's
so much fun.
that's dope. And like you dance, cause like I said, I rap. Like so you dance like I rap. Like that's what I do.
Yes.
Right. That's what you do.
That's what I do.
Okay. So tell me about the behind the scenes in this world of Hollywood. I guess you would say.
Hollywood, very interesting. Could be fun. It could be uncomfortable sometimes, depending on what you believe in and what your standard is. When I assisted Brian Javar, celebrity wardrobe stylist, and when I was with him, we would style like Carucci and Christina Milian and LaToya Luckett. We would do VH1. We did a few things for VH1 and different entities. Really, really fun. Hard work.
Fast paced.
Fast paced, very fast paced. And when people would see me, you would be like, you post on Instagram and stuff like that, and look so glamorous. It's a lot of work. You don't see the hours where you're like on set for 16 hours, 20 hours sometimes, and then the next day you got to get right back up and hit the ground running. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. There were some things in that industry I wasn't comfortable with. And it was a point in time where I really had to sit and really think about, is this the path for me? Is this where God
Is the
wants me to
Illuminati
be?
real? No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
No comment. I don't need to try to cook it.
They're probably listening right now. I wish you would answer.
We gonna go to another
You
topic.
said I wish you would say something.
Hey, at the call right now. Wait.
It's that serious.
But yeah.
That's hella funny.
Next subject.
It's all good. So Keke Palmer, how was Keke Palmer?
She is so amazing.
Is that
Like,
right?
she's really fun. A really loving and kind person.
Mm.
I loved working with her. I was on one of her videos, just as a backup dancer, chilling around. But she was really, 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 really fun.
Really chill.
Yes, like her personality. You see her on like Instagram and her little videos and stuff. If you follow her now, she's always like laughing or joking around and playing. So she's
that's
really
her.
awesome. Yeah.
So what is your main goal in this industry, in this dance industry, and makeup and all these things you do? What's your main goal?
My main goal my main goal is just to pursue everything I ever dreamed of and had a vision of. Of course, you want to be successful, especially like win awards and things like that. But as long as I'm doing what I love, and that can sound so crazy because some people want the money, the fame, and all of that. That's great. But as long as I'm happy and doing what I love, I'm fine with it. And I really love the arts, and I think it's because my mom is very into the arts. I mean, she's a hairstylist. So I grew up around creativity. I grew up around being yourself. And I think that's one thing I really want to push, because a lot of people get into the industry and they start to change who they are. And I believe in you should never change who you are. You can only be you. Nobody else can be you. You can't be somebody else because they can only be them. And that's one thing I really think about, because I did find myself trying to fit in when I was out there, especially in Hollywood. You can get so lost in Hollywood, like so lost, not knowing who you are, and especially when it comes to art. I've come to an understanding that everybody's not going to agree with me or understand who I am. I think once you come to that understanding, you're comfortable with being who you are. Because when you try to fit in and you get upset because they don't get you, I mean, I'm so sorry, but especially with art is art. This is how I feel. This is what I'm going to bring to you.
Yeah.
You can agree with it or you don't
I've
have
had
to.
a lot of issues with my art lately. It's all good, though.
But, and I think through, especially as artists, we do go through times where you might kind of second guess who you are. And, I mean, we can be moody at times, but I think that's the beautiful gift about art. It's that when we are in certain places, that's when our best art comes out, because this is how I speak. Like, dance is how I speak a lot of times. And I love when I put out a piece or I do something and someone says, hey, you changed my life. And I'm just being me. Like, especially when people will say, oh, I recognize what you're doing. I don't even pay attention. Like, recently this week somebody offered me something, and he was like, yeah, I've been watching you, and we've never even met, just Facebook friends or no people, and they said, oh, I've been watching you and I love what you do. And that's like, wow, like, really?
Yeah.
So my thing is just be you. And God will send the people needed. That's where I'm at right now. God will send the people needed to push forward your vision and be true to what he says and who you are, and that's it. So that's my goal.
Any kids in your future?
Oh, duh. That's like the number one marriage?
That wasn't my number one marriage question, though. It was not. It was
Since October 8th, 2018.
Before we can even walk out the church.
They ready for y'all.
At the dinner. So y'all having kids yet?
Can we be married first? We just really...
I said in the future, though.
In the future,
yeah,
yes.
Definitely.
Just really, I mean, I don't think you can ever be fully ready for a child. Because that's just something different. I mean, that's another person. But we want to be comfortable enough to where it's like, okay, we're ready. If that makes sense.
Well, y'all have been dating for 2 years, right? Prior to the marriage. So this is almost like 2.5 years together, so to speak.
Pretty
and
much,
then friends for how long?
Friends for about
7,
8 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, when you look at, y'all could have been had kids. You know what I mean? Like, y'all could have been sleeping together or whatever the case may be. So the beautiful thing is that you will be married and you will have children, and you will be prepared for that.
That was one of my number one things,
right?
Honestly.
You know what I mean?
To be married.
So yeah, people are gonna ask because y'all been knowing each other. Y'all been good. Y'all been cool. But I feel it though.
We gonna have just not now.
Yeah, I would, man. Make sure everything is right.
Yes, sir.
I got 4. Make sure everything is right.
Nah, that's our limit is 2, maybe 3.
And a dog, probably.
And a dog.
That's it.
I feel it.
But no, yeah, like that was one of my number one things, and people would think I was crazy. Like, you waiting? Yeah, I'm waiting because I wanna. One, I don't want us to get. I didn't want us to get married and then just have a kid.
Oh, you waited to have sex till you was married?
No.
Oh.
No, we're not. But I waited to have children.
Oh, children. Oh, okay.
And at a certain point, I
was
did
like,
wait. Like
2019, girl, you gone, girl.
I mean, we tried. Does that count?
Yeah, I guess.
But I just was just like with kids, because some people are just like, people want to have kids and don't want to get married, and that's their opinion. That's fine. That's on you.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who just have kids, or they'll be dating somebody forever and things. I wanted, me personally, since I was younger, I said I want to wait till I marry my husband and we enjoy each other and get to know each other, and then have our children and feel comfortable enough. Especially because if I have a kid, people always say, "Oh, have a kid," and okay, I need you to babysit. Oh, I'm not available. Like,
Where y'all at though?
Where y'all at? Like, no. So I wanted to make sure that we're comfortable enough. And because, I mean, my mom was a single parent. Granted, my dad was in my life, but it wasn't like I didn't have the 2-parent home. And that was something that I wish I did have at times, because I feel like a child needs both the mother and the father in the relationship, because there's only certain things that my father can teach me, and there's only certain things that my mother can teach me. And a lot of my issues before Josh was that I wanted to be a daddy's girl, and I didn't have that close bond with my father.
Right.
So that's why I wanted. That's one of the reasons I wanted to. And I figured that's why I had a lot of issues too in life, because I didn't understand who my father was. I didn't have that first love. I mean, the dad is supposed to teach the daughter how to be treated, and I'm not saying my dad was horrible, but I didn't have that, and that's what I wanted. So I had to step back and really evaluate myself and what I wanted, and and I'm still to this day, if we can be real, we have issues with that. I had big trust issues, and I didn't even know I had them until I had to sit back and be like, whoa, I have trust issues, so we need to tackle this. And that was one of our things that we still deal with to this day, is just trusting each other, because I mean, my dad was there, but he wasn't there at times when I needed him to be there. So
So y'all, the beautiful thing about it is I think y'all want to be together. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Y'all got so much God involved in, the names meaning the same thing, and all these numerology, everything. Excuse me, the numbers, right? All of that. Y'all want to be together, so y'all gonna make it work. Y'all gonna go to counseling. Y'all gonna do everything y'all want to do to make it work. I appreciate that. I like that.
There's people. There's people
watching us.
Man, there's people that get divorced and they done with it.
And that's
you know what I'm
low
saying?
Key, that's a motivation for what not to do. Like,
I feel
we can be different.
Absolutely.
We don't have to do what others do.
And since we gotten married, which is, I think it's crazy because we're still fresh in our marriage, we have people that come up to us, some that are older or around our age, and be like, so why him? Or we have, like, oh, you gave me hope, you give me this, and I'm just like, we knew, like, we fresh at this thing, like, you know what I mean? But they're so, like, we don't, like you said, you don't know who's watching, and we have so many people, especially young women, that have come to me and say, okay, I see how you deal with your husband, I see how you're moving, and I appreciate you, and I'm watching you. So when people are watching me, I'm just like, okay, Father, I gotta get
go ahead
to a certain point. I have to make sure that I'm on point, because I don't want to have anybody's blood on my hands.
That's real.
The reason people are watching, well, one of the reasons people are watching, let me say this, is because there's not many power couples. There's not many couples work together and are motivated towards the same goal and same thing. And the husband's the manager, or the wife's the manager of the husband, or it's not many people. How many people y'all know out there working like that?
That's
true.
Give me a handful. Can you name any?
I know 3.
Including you?
3.
No.
No, not including me.
Okay, so that's 4 people you know that are doing it, right? Out of how many people you know that's married? Countless.
That's right. You're right.
That's
You're
why people
right.
are watching, and that's why you're so, I guess, so much of an inspiration to people, right? That's one of the reasons why I can say that now. You feel me? That makes sense?
Yes, it
Definitely.
does.
So they excited for y'all. They want to see what's popping. But don't do anything because people are watching. Don't feel that pressure. Like, block that pressure off.
I get what you're saying.
Forget what people talking about. Forget what they own. Forget what they see y'all as.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all.
Straight up.
That makes sense? Nah, for real. So, what you are now playing the background, or are you in the front as well with your music as J who?
J King.
J. King.
That's my brand as
Okay.
far as dancing, music, fashion, the whole 9.
Okay.
So right now I'm pretty much focused on the dancing part of it. I'm like I said, I'm from LA, so I'm a crumper. So that's my foundation. Dance, that's pretty much where it started. That's the birth, the Mecca is what they call it, is LA. So shouts out to my squad, Prove a Dynasty. Shouts out to Preston Project. That's what he calls my big homie in the game. Shouts out to the fam. We got fam from Texas, Ireland, everywhere.
Yeah, Crump went viral quick.
Very quick. Very quick. So so that's what I'm focused on right now. I'm be going to school soon for audio engineering.
Okay.
So I can start the process from music. I've always wanted to do music. I've always had an ear for music, as far as the producing, like the background stuff. So I want to continue that.
Okay.
So
in your life, okay, this is my last question, because you had the father situation, right? At what age did you realize, like, I really need my father? You know, you go through the rigmarole, but like, what age were you like, dang, like, you recognize that?
High school. I would say when I was in high school, maybe like 16, 17.
Okay.
Where you feel, especially as a woman, you feel a little pressured in certain areas, especially in our society now. And I realized that I was letting people treat me, well, I would say between 17 and like 21, so that kind of age realm. I was letting men treat me a certain kind of way when it wasn't supposed to happen, or I was very vulnerable and just putting my all into them when it shouldn't have been that way.
Got it.
So that was the age where I was a critical age. I'm like, okay, something's not right. You know, I'm just letting people treat me any kind of way. I'm throwing my all into this person. I don't even really know this person. I'm giving my body away, and I shouldn't, you know, things like that. So that's when I was just like, okay. And it took some time to evaluate, and definitely my relationship with Christ played a major role in that, because I'm understanding who I was created to be, and understanding that I'm a queen and I should be treated a certain way, and I should hold a certain standard, and not let people just treat you, you know, throw you to the side, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I feel that, and I needed to hear that. You know what I mean? Just in our society today, you know, a lot of us have quote unquote baby mamas and baby daddies and all these different things, but men want to be involved in their children's lives. I know the men in my world do. You know what I mean? And so just hearing that from you lets us know, like, hey, bro, well, around that time, bro, they're gonna need you.
They're gonna need you.
You know what I mean? And you need to go find them if they're not finding you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I spoke with my dad. Like, me and my dad have a great relationship. And it got to a point about maybe 3-4 years ago. I actually went to go live with him when I moved back to LA. And we had the conversation. And I let him know how I felt. And we have a great relationship now. It's just, it was a part of my process of who Elisha Marchay is right now. And I understand that. So
you got to trust the process. Did you enjoy your time today on the show?
I did. I love the hot seat.
You better tell somebody to tell somebody.
Tell somebody.
Hey, once again, you're on the hot seat with Icy Jones right here on hot7025fm.com. Make sure that you go like our page on Facebook. Make sure you go like our page on Instagram. And follow me on all social medias, ICJONEZ. And keep up with the hot seat on my page, Icy Jones. And also go like my page, Hot Seat with Icy Jones. It's a lot of information, but if you just follow me, you'll see what's popping.
Right.
All right. God bless y'all. Love y'all. We out. Peace.
That was so fun.
Soulfully scented, body basics and more in the heart of the community.